Good morning, class.
Good morning.
Can anybody tell me what these three items are?
That's a piano bench,
Okay.
a piece of paper, and a broom.
Good. Can anybody tell me what they have in common?
They're all from natural. It's from natural stuff, I guess.
Yes, but can anyone think what else? Do they have characteristics that match?
They're not very similar.
Correct. And is there another word for that?
They have different textures.
Yes. Come up and touch them, guys. Come up and touch them. Feel them. Each one feels different. And yes, we can all see, touch, and understand each of these items because of their texture. Why don't you look around you? Can you describe some of the textures that you see around you right now in this classroom?
That whiteboard.
The whiteboard does have texture, but it's plain. Why don't you look for something else that has patterns?
The floor. The floor has like spots on it. It's like kind of like a pattern.
Yes, that would work. That would work.
What about his pants, his jeans?
That too. That too. Good job. Good job. See, texture is actually all around us. Texture makes up the characteristics. Characteristics. Oh my goodness. Characteristics of our world. We can use these textures in art to bring our work to life. Now, can you tell me how you think we can incorporate texture in our artwork? How can you incorporate it? How can you use texture?
We can draw it out, I guess.
That's good. That's good. And how will you draw it out? Lines, circles.
Well,
in what manner?
I guess you could draw out. Depending how you draw out your line, you could press really hard, and then you make it makes a dent, I guess, in the paper.
Yes. And it would come out different if you were using a brush, right?
Yes.
If you were pressed down on a brush, it would totally come out different.
Or you can even use the objects themselves and like paste them onto a poster or something, and that would really show the different textures.
That would. Now, yes, you can do both of those things, right? You can use different forms of lines, posters, use even the item itself to show texture. You can also incorporate raw textures into your work with mixed media design. Remember, you can use computers, you can use technology. All right, I want each of you to observe the broom, the bench, and the piece of paper. Can you tell me why I might be asking you all these questions about them? Now think, why would I be asking you about the texture in a art class?
So that we can learn how to use texture to create different works of art.
Good. Anyone else?
So we can get maybe familiar with what they are.
Good. So we can understand them more.
Yes.
Yes. To create a successful piece of art, you need to truly understand the material. To truly understand the material, you need to get to know your subject matter so that you can more accurately depict the content of your work. Now, can someone tell me how we can use texture to create a realistic approach in our art? Now think a little bit outside the box. How can we create something realistic?
Well, we can try to create something that's similar to something we know in the real world. Something with a similar texture, or color, or feeling.
Good.
I guess I'm not quite sure.
Well,
Maybe.
you could understand it better. So if you study these 3 items, you would be able to take out the texture and maybe use it in your art.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there's different textures. Okay.
Yes.
You
yes,
could use
yes.
different textures. Okay.
Yes. You can use any texture you want in art, but sometimes you can take from your environment and incorporate that into your art. So very good, guys. You guys have really demonstrated your knowledge of a very, very key element in design.